Strong there, dog.
That's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, shit, the thing's on low battery. Welcome to podcast. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Welcome to podcast number whatever. What's going on, dog? Another week. We almost didn't do a podcast this week. We were a little late filming, recording.
Yeah, man, a little sick. Little sickness got me this week, man.
Yeah, I think I might have given it to you. My bad.
All week. Got me.
Well, I think the back and forth of like hot weather and cold weather and hot weather and cold weather.
It's not helping.
It's not helping. And you were like, oh, it always gets this cold this time of the year. I was like, bull the fuck shit, it does. I'm like, dude, it's been the first time now that it's gotten cold. Like, we're in the 60s, which I know some of you are freezing your tits and or balls off. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. But for us, it's fucking cold. But how many times have there been warnings from the news saying cover up your plants because your shit's going to freeze? We have yet to have one.
I think there's been like one.
I don't think there's been even one. And so far, we're like on the cusp of summer coming back around and rubbing its hot balls on us all over again.
Not gonna lie to you, it's more cold right here out in the open.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. But this year we didn't get blistered with the
right
cold.
here we're sitting.
We're standing.
Yeah.
Versus going further in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. You want to come here?
Yeah, we might move back.
So, anyways.
I saw some jizz on that table over there. I didn't want to.
How'd you know what it was from far away?
If I see it's white and just there, I assume it's jizz or the anti-venom symbiote, and I'm not getting either one on me, man.
Why? The anti-venom symbiote's pretty good. No?
Well, it's not the venom symbiote. It's like saying, hey, buy this semi-used handgun. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Still good, dog. It's a handgun.
Yeah, but somebody already committed a murder with it. I want to commit the murder with it.
Or I'm not gonna lie, dude. This version of this espresso, what is this thing called? It's a
blonde
espresso. It actually does taste better. It doesn't have this the bitter aftertaste that regular espresso has.
Yeah, that's what my sister was asking me. She's like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, "Oh, I am a connoisseur of this. I will let you know."
Of course you are.
I go, I believe it's smoother. That's what King Kai, I think, said.
Is she a coffee drinker?
Who?
Your sister?
No.
Oh.
Mm-mm. She was just like, that's random. What is that? I go, oh.
I think I've ever seen her drink coffee.
I believe it's smoother. I believe so. Might be, might not be. Don't know.
So it's new with you, man. I've been to give everybody an update on the podcast going up on iTunes. So
this lid feels uneven.
It might be. Did you put it on right?
Well, if it pours all over my mouth and I burn my chin, I look like Two-Face. You know I didn't put it on right.
But if you look like Two-Face, you know your new nickname is going to be moving forward. Then I could do a drawing of you on the boat with Two-Face. So,
I'm going to steal that sign.
You should. So, update on the podcast. So, I pretty much have got it all down, man. I know how to do it. I'm going to move forward to doing it. But I don't want to move forward with posting them on YouTube, or on Instagram, until the podcast has a name. Because I don't want to have to rename it later in the future. Like, I think we need a name to set up the podcast on iTunes anyways. So,
all right, let's drop our top names right here.
I like the one we talked about weeks ago, but it's already taken. I like the locker room talk. Because if you watch, I'm going to look up Urban Dictionary, what locker room talk means in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the aisle of Best Buy right now, because that's where we do our discussions.
Oh wait,
just random aisles of stores.
Yeah, I know it's never a good idea, but I think it was taken up the moment that Trump said it. I mean, it was gone right away. Somebody already made it.
What did I order?
White mocha, I think.
I think you're full of shit.
No, I think you're right. I think I'm right. Here we go. Locker room talk. According to the Urban Dictionary. Remember when we used to do this on the podcast all the time?
Yeah.
We used to read shit off Urban Dictionary? All right. Check this out, ladies and gents. Locker room talk. The crude, vulgar, offensive, and often sexual trait of comments guys pass to each other, usually in high school locker rooms. This is solely for the purpose of male comedy and is not meant to be taken serious. Just like our podcast. That's exactly, like, you could really
You
just...
should take my shit serious. Everything I say to you, take 100%. 100% serious.
Like, you should literally just put the podcast name right under this definition right here. Check out this podcast for more examples of. By the way, this is written by Spider Ninja. How's the name of the guy who made it? Oh, do you want the examples of locker room talk?
Go ahead.
Example number 1 of locker room talk by Urban Dictionary by user Spider Ninja. Jenny overheard me calling her a cum dumpster when I was out with the guys last night.
Wow.
I told her it was just locker room talk, and she totally forgot about it. Yeah, okay, like that's really gonna happen in real life.
That's a good fantasy story there.
Yeah, no kidding. So, but locker room talk is already taken. Locker room talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was trying to think of synonyms that like are very similar to locker room talk. I'm thinking like guys talking in locker room.
Go like hot guy talk.
I'm like, what else would be a good one?
Hot gym sweat.
I don't know if that works.
Gym sweaty talk.
I just think it's a good one. I think I like your suggestion though, adding something to it. So like Monday's locker room talk. I mean that's a good idea because these drop on Mondays. You know, it makes it a good idea. We can abbreviate it, be like MLT. You know what I'm saying? MLT.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be associated with MLK. Not to be associated with the late great Martin Luther King.
Maybe we should get something that has the same initials as MLK. That way when people search it, our thing comes up too.
Oh, no, I don't want to be associated with Martin Luther King, man.
I'm like, he had a dream, we had a dream, we had a dream.
We had a dream. Let's say the shit we want to say whenever we want to say it.
Whenever we want to say it.
Not apologize for jack shit.
You want to have interracial dating? I love interracial dating.
You're like, ladies, if you're African American, I'm down. Hit me up.
Yeah.
That guy Ruben on Instagram.
Yeah. Whatever race you are, let's have some Avatar children, man. Let's get
Why
into
not,
it.
man? Let's just blend the races together. Let's get
Blend
those
them
gray
all.
alien babies coming out.
Let's get them. You know those Avatar creatures?
Let's get those going.
That's what Chester Bennington and Lincoln Park died for. He wanted that. Just one race.
There
He
you
wanted
go.
cat people.
Cat people. And they're making 2 more movies of those.
I don't give a fuck. I never
Like-
watch that shit.
I mean, I know the first one was incredibly successful, but to automatically just say, we're not going to make 2 right away. We're just going to make 2. I'm like, damn. That's what they said, remember, about the Power Rangers? They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to make like 19 of these movies. And the first one got so shitty ratings that they were like, nah.
Yeah, you watch it.
Nah.
You said it was
I
mediocre
watched
at
it.
best.
Honestly, it's not as bad as people think it is, but you got to go into it thinking that. Like, you got to go into it thinking, like, oh, this is going to be dog shit, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you go into it thinking it's a good movie, you're going to be like, dude, what is this dog shit? But if, yeah. But in all honesty, I mean, look at the source material. If you go back and look at Power Rangers now, you're like, dude, this is horrible.
Dude,
I've gone back and watched them.
Me and Rachel watched them.
They're bad.
They're okay.
Corny. They're corny.
Okay,
They're hella corny.
All right, they're 90s-ish,
Yeah.
but the overall story in there, it's pretty decent.
Well, I'm a big proponent of like old cartoons and like old shows like that because they had like those morals tied into them. Like at the end, you're like, oh, you shouldn't pick on this kid because he's special, or hey, you know, you should learn to not be assholes. You know, like at the end of Thundercats, there was always a lesson. At the end of Power Rangers, there was always like a lesson. I mean, I think that's something that's very crucial for like development of kids, especially now how kids are being raised so much more with just television. I think those things are crucial, man. Like I remember all the shows of the 80s were like that. Even Transformers occasionally had like a tip that they would teach you. I'm like, hey, it's Jimmy. Stop being such a cunt, Timmy. That's what happens.
It's like, don't be like Megatron.
Yeah.
Cover your load.
Yeah. Make sure your Allspark isn't out there for everybody to see. So yeah, man, I think there's something to adding that back into our like cartoons for kids. They're for kids. They should be teaching them something too, not just entertaining them with shit that literally melts their brain like SpongeBob.
And besides see where they really fucked up on a Power Rangers movie? is they should have just redone the short film,
The dark one?
the dark one.
Oh, no, I don't think they wanted something that dark.
Yeah, we did.
Not we, not us. I'm talking about like the creators, because Saba or whatever the hell that company is, like they were not happy about that cut of that fan made film. Like they asked that creator to take it down. That dude made a reply video on YouTube about like how he's like, oh, they made me take it down and blah blah blah. Like it was a big deal.
Hey man, that shit was fire.
It was good. It was kind of dark, very dark, but it was good.
No.
I don't know, but
Let's see what other names do we
podcast
have?
names, dog. Podcast names.
Oh, I've said the realest podcast in the room. You said that was a little long.
Yeah, I like the idea of a small, quick name. What the fuck's that smell? I like this.
Fucking chorizo. What the fuck?
Anyways,
In the hood.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, well, I like smaller, shorter names. They're easier to remember. Something that is catchy right away. That's why, like, Clock Room Talk's pretty catchy. Like, I remember that the first time I heard it. Monday's Locker Room Talk isn't that bad because it's only, an extra word. But
You can go weekend locker room talk.
that doesn't apply because it released on Monday.
Well, it's the accumulation of the week.
No, I think if Monday's Locker Room Talk isn't taken, that might be a good fallback. I like that.
That's the other one I said.
Yeah, that is the one you said.
No, another one. I was like two guys, one mic or some shit.
I don't remember you saying that, but it's pretty funny. Two guys, one mic. It's almost like two guys, one brain. Like we share a brain at times.
Yeah, that's what I was going with.
Two guys, one mic. That's hilarious.
We're using one mic right now, by the way.
Can you have any? I wonder how many of our listeners have ever seen that video.
Which one?
The one that's derived from. You didn't realize like that's a derivation? No, whatever. That's derived from Two Guys, One Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Two guys, one mic. I like that one.
That's not bad. I will have to look at those and Google them because my goal
Pat and
is.
Pendy on all those bitches.
Oh,
Copyright.
that's true. By the time they listen to this, it won't be up. I'm hoping that by next week, I'll be dropping podcasts on iTunes.
I'll make some stickers.
We have those stickers, dude. We got to go sticker bomb those places like we talked about.
Yeah, next week.
Because that
School
is back in session.
back in session.
We got to go sticker bomb, dog. We got to go promote. Hand out flyers and shit. Kissing babies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever find out anything about doing a live podcast at that one event?
I haven't looked it up yet.
That'd be good. I'm telling you, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. If we could get like local podcast listeners and just those general people going in and just talking about stuff, I could retell some of these hilarious stories like my getting caught doing it story or my queefy story. That's always a fan favorite. Whatever else horrible things I've told on this podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure people won't care. They'll just go to see what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta find out how much it is though.
No, look, like I said, this week's been.
Yeah, no, you've been sick. I get it,
I've been going to sleep like 8:30.
dude. I was like recovering from that sickness that I gave you, and like I took the whole week off of jiu-jitsu, which I was also glad I did because I think my coach, like I was telling you, he had this competition. I would have felt bad if I got him sick right before his competition.
You should have. You should have been like, fight this off.
Oh, jeez. But I got to get back into it, man. Like, I went hiking today, and that was hard. I was like, I was out of shape.
No, that's how I was.
Water.
Which I missed. So I had Monday off because it was
The
MLK.
holiday. Yep.
And then I didn't go Tuesday because I was just like, I couldn't get out of bed. Couldn't do it. So I went Thursday, and I went Wednesday, and I went Thursday. But then on Thursday, we went to the food bank, and we were passing out food boxes to people.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. That's really cool. I like doing that. But, like, I was helping them move boxes, and, like, I was organizing food.
Uh-huh.
And, like, as I was doing it, I was like, man, I'm getting winded really easy here. And I was like, what the hell? And so when I got back home, I fell asleep. And, yeah, I couldn't get back up on Friday, so I didn't go again. But, like, I was like, man, that kicked my ass.
Yeah, I think...
And, like, I'm in no way, like my cardio is, like, in no way, like, compared to, like, yours or, like, anybody else's. But, like, I can last, like, decent amount of time.
This thing
and
hit
it
people
just
hard.
kicked my ass.
This thing hit people hard. Like, I hardly ever get sick, and when I do, I'll throw on a hoodie and go running or whatever. But, like, this thing hit me to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't even want to go do anything. Like, I'm just trying to lay down that bed.
Yeah.
Luckily, I went to work. Like, I went to work, Tuesday through Friday because, I don't like using my PTO. I'm a PTO hog. But I went to work and was working, like, long-ass hours, but it still hit me hard. Like, my energy levels were low. The only time I ever felt good, actually, was not great, like not 100%, but I felt better when I had coffee. I think it's just the caffeine in there and like the heat kind of woke me up a bit. But I can't drink coffee 24/7.
Yeah, I felt a little bit good on Wednesday when I was moving around a bit, but like after work, that quickly subsided. I was like, get your ass to bed. My body was like, get your ass to bed. Like,
Yeah, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go train. Also, like whenever I would do, because I one of the days I did try going for a jog after I was just fed up with it. Like 2-3 days in, I was like, dude, this is bullshit. I put on a hoodie and I was like, I don't give a shit if I'm speed walking. I'm getting a sweat in here, and just the run, like everything was burning just breathing. It was like burning, just sucking in air. I was like, geez, man, not fun.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I was like, you're like, oh, let's go watch the fight later. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, now we can get back to your house, but
Yeah.
It's really funny how we're unconditioned for cold though, because I know I told you when I went to Flagstaff up a couple weeks ago, like it's legit cold up there.
Yeah.
Like you think this wind here is cold? Like it's chilly up there.
Mm-hmm.
You probably got to get used to that.
Oh, speaking of being sick, damn, why is my phone so bright? Jesus.
That's why your battery sucks, man. Battery sucks, a big old fat one. I think I talked about it last week how I redid my phone, right?
Yeah.
Because now I used to have, by the time I did it, right before I did it, my phone storage is at 9%.
Really?
Yeah, I reinstalled I wiped it, I reinstalled everything. I lost some shit, I'm sure. Like a folder full of memes. Did I tell you about that?
Really?
I lost my backup folder of memes. It was like over 1,000 memes. I lost them all, dude. I was pissed. I looked at my folders and I was transferring them back into my phone, and that folder was empty. I was like, what the fuck? Over 1,000 backup memes just sitting there.
Jeez, man.
I was pissed. But anyways, I've wiped it. I pulled everything over. All the apps are in. And I put a larger SD card, so I'm saving everything to that. And my phone right now is at 72% free.
There you go.
Yeah, man. I refuse to buy another phone. I refuse. With all my sheer force and power. Fuck that. Until I can get like one of those phones that's just like a piece of glass. Like the futuristic shit.
Did you know, fun fact, speaking of being sick, did you know busting a few nuts can help you recover from being sick?
Let me guess. You were like trying to wipe it all out of you, right? You were like, I'm trying to get every sickness out of me.
Yep, that's right. It's trying to cure cancer from me.
That's hilarious. No, I did not. I was not aware of that.
You're saying, what kind of pseudoscience is this? Uber facts wouldn't lie to me, homie.
Orgasm can help a man's body recover from illness. Dude, I question Uber facts at times.
What are you talking about? This is 100% legit.
Is it though?
Yeah,
is it?
Staying awake for 2 weeks straight can kill you. I don't know about that. You're going to see Tyler Durden, that's for sure. Look, people who... this is just common sense. People who regularly are fed spicy food as children tend to love it as adults.
Okay, that's anything.
Yeah.
Now let me feed you cupcakes. I'm sure you're going to love cupcakes as you get older.
They're going to be fat. Ask this person to the right of us. Let's see what else. Sarcasm is banned in North Korea.
Everything is banned in North Korea. Not breathing is banned in or breathing too close to that one fat guy is banned in North Korea.
Pigs have personalities and can be pessimistic or optimistic.
They say pigs are actually quite smart, right? Like overall, they're actually intelligent.
You can eat gold.
Yeah, well, that's why they put it in all those drinks, and they're stupid expensive, and they serve no purpose.
It rains solid diamonds on Uranus and Neptune.
How does that work?
Solid diamonds, son.
How does that work? I call bullshit.
Rap guy's dream.
I've heard I've heard of that fact before, but how does that work? Because the process of making a diamond, it requires a lot of pressure on a coal, essentially, right?
Yeah.
How does that happen in the air?
Science and shit. I don't know.
Or unless there's like the planets has a layer of diamonds and the wind picks them up and drops them back down or some shit. But there's no atmosphere. So how does that happen?
I don't know, man.
Tag Neil deGrasse Tyson on that and say, hey, homie, how's this happen?
Okay.
Which by the way, did you know that he's supposed to go on Rogan's podcast and he's going to debate a flat earther?
Oh, fuck. You got to tell me when that happens.
That might be the most hype podcast ever.
That is the most hype podcast ever.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
He's going to have a microphone. He's going to be like, fact, drop it, walk out. And Rogan's going to be like, oh, my God, he just walked out.
Dude, that might be the most hype podcast in a while. Like him, and for a flat earther to actually go through with it is amazing to me. So this should be interesting. I think in debates, though, the one person that can stay emotionally disconnected would be the best. It usually comes out the winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill Nye was able to stay pretty monotone and pretty stable when he debated that guy, right? Against proving God's fake or some shit. Wasn't he one had to prove that God exists and the other one had to prove that God didn't exist?
Right? Is that what happened?
I think so. It was legit like a 2-hour podcast, by the way, or a 2-hour debate.
Hey man, here's a video of Donald Trump fighting.
No, that's not. That kid just threw looks like a milk carton at him or something.
I think it was a brick. He did a brick attack.
Oh, jeez. That is a brick. That landed kind of hard.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That kid does look like Donald Trump, though.
Yeah, told you.
So they're making fun of him right now because his weight the doctor told him he's like in perfect health or some shit, and he's like, this is what I saw on some splash page, which I thought was bullshit. They were like, oh, he's, for example, random numbers, this isn't correct. He's like 6'2" or some shit, and he's like 235 pounds. So they're comparing his build to like pro athletes. I'm like, how does that make sense? Let me compare your body to a pro athlete, and you tell me how great you look. Not like I'm defending the fat fuck, but at the same time, like, let's be honest. You don't look like a pro athlete. I don't look like a pro athlete. Like, pro athletes look a certain way. Steroids. But besides that, I think he's not going to look like a pro athlete. But yeah, no, that dude's fat as fuck. Like, he's got at least a 35% body fat.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he say, like, he has to have McDonald's every day? Like, that's his thing? So I'm like, that guy's not going to have abs. You want Donald Trump to...
Maybe it's like the Kingpin from Spider-Man. Spider-Man went to go fight. Spider-Man finally got into the this 90s Spider-Man, by the way.
Kingpin's lair
after like months of trying to find that shit. I think Daredevil get in that bitch too.
Yeah.
I think they both got in there, and Daredevil's 100% about everything. So Daredevil's like, I'm gonna snap your shit up, Daredevil or Kingpin. He's like, all right, bring it, homie. And Spider-Man's like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to get in on this shit too. And he's like, all right. So Spider-Man throws a kick, and he tries to like judo flip Kingpin. And he's like, oh, you thought all this was fat, huh? It's like, psych, homie. 80% muscle. The other 20%, yeah, that's fat because I like me that food. You know, that's what's up. And yeah, maybe that's the same thing Donald Trump's doing. You try to Falcon punch him, just like in the heart because you want to kill him, and he's just like
yoked. He's just yoked.
Looks like John Cena.
I highly doubt that, but I guess
he looks like Khal Drogo.
Oh, you know who was on? I just watching Stranger Things season 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's in that?
Yeah.
Kai Green.
The fuck's that?
He's that big bodybuilder dude who's controversial because he was fucking a grapefruit.
Oh, speaking of steroids, you know who's on steroids?
Who's on steroids?
Supposedly, one WWE wrestler. I mean, a lot of them.
I'm like,
but
what?
the one guy who...
What is you saying?
But one guy who, I guess, supposedly got incriminated in a ring. You know, the drug ring that was here?
Yeah. That one guy. I've heard of this. I did hear of
Roman
this.
Reigns.
Mm-hmm. Well, so for those that don't know, here in Arizona, there's a giant drug ring. Like, it was like the DEA raided it.
Mm-hmm.
It was millions. They found millions of dollars of like steroids that they were shipping out of the state. But it was. I mean, that guy is probably one of the bigger celebrities that's gotten popped. But there was a lot of people who were part of this, dude. Like a lot of YouTubers too. There's a couple YouTubers that are like, part of the people, because I guess the owner who the DEA grabbed, he started squealing now. So he started saying names. And supposedly, according to random ass people that aren't really in the DEA, are saying that even Mark Wahlberg's involved with it.
Yeah, I said Mark Wahlberg. There's one other guy too.
Yeah, well, a lot of these guys, I'm sure, invested money in order to make it. But Mark Wahlberg, to me, man, every time I see that dude is the shadiest fucking dude I've ever seen. Like, he's the dude that would stab you for $100.
That dude is from Boston, man.
Like, that dude is literally shady.
He is shady.
Yeah, he's hella shady. Like, don't get me wrong, he's hilarious in Stepdad, but he's shady as shit.
No,
like, I somehow came across
that dude.
I somehow came across his feed, and he's got like a supplement line now.
Yeah.
And he's got like a testosterone booster or some bullshit, and he's like showing off how he's all like, I'm yoked. He's like, I've gotten really good gains off of this thing. And I'm like, you're on drugs. You've been on drugs forever. All right. You have the drug look without being super big. Like, The Rock is super big, and obviously The Rock is probably on drugs, right? For sure. But at the same time, it's like even The Rock doesn't look as drugged out as you do. Like, he's just huge. But Mark Wahlberg's got, like, he looks like he's got too much muscle on his frame, but it's all that, he's got, like, that fucking bloat from the water retention. He's I mean, he's using some heavy-duty shit, but don't get me, I mean, a lot of celebrities are using drugs anyways.
And I think Mark Wahlberg is as old as my dad.
Is he really?
I think he's like 55.
He's pretty good.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely on drugs, but for him to be like...
There's one other guy, too. I forget the other guy. There's a lot, but those are like the three main guys.
For him to be like, that's that same YouTube shit that I hated was blaming or was pushing supplements when it's like, dude, the reason why you got gains is your fucking drugs and not the fact that you're trying to get money from all these people who follow you. Can't stand that shit. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Yeah, man. That's that story.
Did you you got that email too, right? How the YouTube is now demonetizing a shitload of people's accounts?
Yeah, it demonetized mine too.
Yeah. I think anybody under
5 minutes.
Over, what is it, 1,000?
After you sent me that.
You got it?
I was like, the shit is this?
Well, apparently, I mean, tons of people are pissed off. Even DeFranco was talking about it because, like, can you imagine if we were like, oh, fuck it, dude, we're going all in on this, quit our jobs and just do a full-time YouTube? Like, those people are getting fucked now because they literally have no income coming in from YouTube. Unless they were smart and they started diversifying and they got the Patreon and they got the shirt business on the side and they're doing Twitch 3 days a week. Like, there's a lot of guys that got hit. Like, Comic Storian didn't get hit on Comic Storian, but he got hit on Manga Storian. Mm-hmm. Because apparently, you know how manga is. Like, there's always chicks with giant tits and doing dirty shit. So a lot of those videos are monetized. He can't monetize them anymore. And because he can't, like, monetize them and really produce content, he basically, I think, has to close that channel down. And so, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Comic Storian's not going to go anywhere. At this point, I think Comic Storian and that asshole Rob, who still thinks he's an asshole, they're not going anywhere. I mean, they've been at it forever. But their channel's too big to fail at this point. But there are other people who aren't that size. And so to get rid of monetization, it's fucked. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, dude, can you imagine? Like, let's say this podcast took off, right? Like, it was fucking massive. And then the whole, like, YouTube ad thing happened. Essentially, we would not be able to monetize this channel, like, at all, right? Let's say we got so big that we were making a fuck ton of money. Like, we were making a lot of money. We're like, dude, let's just quit our jobs and do this for full time, right? And then that happened on YouTube. We'd be fucked. Mm-hmm. We'd be fucked right now.
Yep.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks and I also get it from YouTube standpoint because you can't. They get something like, what, 200 hours of content every minute or some bullshit like that. Like, it's an asinine amount of shit to review, but fuck.
I mean, it's also their fault too, because that's what they get for putting, like I was telling you, what they get for fucking putting their money back on that one dude who showed that dead body.
I don't think it was just that dumb guy, but that guy definitely affected things. Like, it's
a lot of people like that.
It was PewDiePie.
Yeah, that guy too.
It was PewDiePie, and then it was Logan Paul. But in between that, it's a lot of people too that were doing, like, really perverted cartoons that were tailored toward kids. That was a big red flag. And then I think like ISIS and all these other fucked up people were like uploading fucked up videos of like people getting killed, and then they were monetizing them.
Well, maybe we should not monetize that shit.
Yeah, right. Well, that's why I think they started putting all these safeguards.
Yeah, okay. That seems like something you should do, but then you shouldn't fucking put a dick in everybody's ear.
Yeah, man. I think for small content creators and people who are just doing that as for fun, it's hard to justify. Like somebody asked me the other day, I'm like, hey, dude, I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel. What do you think? And I was like, if you want to do it,
Instagram, business.
I was
where
like,
to go.
Look, man, if you want to do it for the sake of having fun and just doing it to edit your own shit and you don't expect anything to come out of it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like this person was asking me because they were like, oh, I'd like to see if I can make money on YouTube. And I'm like, don't expect to make money on YouTube. Not anymore. Not anymore. Unless you are going to legit commit to be like a Casey Neistat where your stuff's super clean, you got great editing, you got great content, and you're putting videos every single day, and then you still go out of your way to try to collaborate with people and get out there. Unless you're going to do that, and you're not going to make money off of it.
Yeah, man.
Fuck that shit.
Not going to happen. Is this thing going to die?
No, I don't have any other notice yet saying we're dead, out of battery. But anyways.
Do you have other batteries in there?
I might have. I don't. I thought I put some in this little baggie, but I got to put some in there. I realized that with this briefcase I have where I store all this shit, I was supposed to cut out the section where this thing goes in, and then it's it goes in there. Yeah, like I've just been putting it in there, and now it's just formed it. Yeah. You're supposed to cut out these sections, and then it just slides in there. That's why, like, this briefcase I have is entirely way too big for these two little devices.
You should just get one of those little, like, bags to put in. Like a gym bag?
I don't want shit flying around. Especially because the mics will bend. Like, this wire bends if it gets hit. But anyways. All right, son. The UFC... I mean, right now we're recording before this fight happens. It's literally going to happen soon.
We're going to predict the future.
You want to predict the last? Let's just do for the main two fights. All right. You got Daniel Cormier versus Volkan. Who you got?
Volkan's going to win.
You think Volkan's going to win?
By Falcon Punch. By Dragon Uppercut.
I rewatched Jones versus Cormier too. Man, Cormier was doing really good in that fight. He got a lot of good hits on him.
Yeah.
Until Jones knocked him out.
Yeah, it's almost like Jones couldn't feel any of those things.
Yeah, right. Which, by the way, did you hear about his lie detector test? He paid for his own lie detector.
Oh, God. I did not hear this story.
Yeah. But anyways, I think
Look, DC. Look, Daniel Cormier.
Oh, did you see Tommy Toho's video about him taking a lie detector test? Oh, it's so
Look, Daniel, I'm going to pay for my lie detector test. This will prove once and for all I'm not on steroids.
I want DC to win.
Me and Zabumafu, my tiger, prove that I'm not on steroids. Daniel Cormier.
I think Volkan could do it, but then I think about it, I'm like, dude, Rumble Punch is way harder than Volkan.
I told you. That's what they're telling DC right now. They're look. When he punches you, you got to act like it's the most painful thing ever. And you got to go down. I'll give you this big burlap sack full of money.
DC should win. The only variable I have here is that, once they say you've been stopped, you can be stopped again. And now he's been stopped. So it's a possibility that he'll lose again. But I gave it to my boy DC. DC, who you got on the main fight? You got Stipe versus Francis.
Dude, Francis is going to knock him out. I'm trying to think of something to describe how bad this knockout's going to be.
Do you think it's going to be worse than the Overeem knockout?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be worse than the Overeem knockout. I think Overeem did some dumb shit by exposing himself like that. That's a bad move. I think Overeem, like I said in the last podcast, I think Overeem's fucked up by going over Jackson Wink, and he lost his super technical striking. Now he's doing some unconventional weird shit, thinking that's going to get his knockout. But if you realize, all his fights are going either to decision or going into the later rounds now. It just doesn't make sense for him to fight that way. But I'm going to go with my boy Stipe, even though it's not looking good for him.
Ngannou's going to knock him out so badly.
I think Stipe can pull it off, man. I think Stipe's got a pretty good boxing background I wasn't aware of. I think he can do it. It's just whether or not he can keep
Dude,
him.
the hype train behind
Ngannou's huge.
Ngannou is huge. It left the station as soon,
Okay, so
right before the ream hit the ground.
you
it
think
took
that?
off.
So do you think that if Stipe or Francis wins, if Kane comes back, you think they give Kane a title shot right away?
Kane's never coming back because they're still trying to rebuild him.
No. He's been fairly active now. He's been training. He's been helping DC get ready, and he's been helping
It's making
Khabib
me feel
get
real
ready.
good about my first choice.
No, I think he's looking to come back. I think early mid year. I think March, April. What if do you think World Breaker Kane can be Francis? This fucking raining.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was spider jizz at the for a little while, but no, it's
gonna sprinkle here. So do you think World Breaker Kane can be Francis?
Yeah, if he's juiced up to the gills.
I think he can do it, man. The
If they're
pressure,
both on the same amount of
pressure.
juice.
I know. No, Francis is on a whole new level, dude. Francis is the same shit I think that Overeem was
on the training video, or like on the low promo videos, they showed Ngannou. He does the same. They were like showing his training montage. His training montage is literally all the training from the Russian guy on Rocky,
Yeah.
and all the training that Rocky did. It's like both of them. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you gotta do both of them?
Yeah, no, well, he's basically using the shit out of that UFC Performance Center. You know, the one they built? Like, he's basically moved to Vegas just to use that thing. And they just literally have him and everything now over there. I mean, the UFC's prepping him to be their poster boy.
Yeah, hype train.
Yeah.
That's how he's gonna knock out
The hype train?
the hype train. Hype train knockout.
Oh, I think the people watching this, listening to this, are probably over to the fucking UFC
Yeah,
talk.
hey, that's it. Just giving you, predicting the future.
So what else is going on with you, man? What else is going on with your life?
You gonna show up on Friday, man? We're gonna have a Twitch streaming party. I'm gonna figure out how to Twitch.
You should research how to Twitch, man. I think if we had a place to do it, it'd be a good way to kind of, fuck around.
Dude, it's sprinkling a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna get. It might.
Are we gonna get electrocuted?
Nah, we'll be fine.
We'll do it on Friday. Dragon Ball Fighters. Get our asses handed to us a bit.
Dude, that drop was so big, it shifted my fingers. No joke.
Yeah, it's. I got a little ledge right here. I got these
There you go,
letters
son.
protecting me.
All you, son. All you.
Fuck. Yeah, man, we'll do that.
What the fuck's wrong with this guy's pants?
They're skinny dress pants.
They're not. They're high they are. They're not reaching his shoes.
Yeah, so dudes wear 'em.
Fuck that. What fucking happened to men in this world? Anyways,
Twitch streaming party, son. Invite
Huh?
all your friends.
yeah, we gotta figure something out. I think once the podcast, I think the roof is kind of doing a good job of blocking a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Because look at how much it's raining over there.
Yeah, man. We'll dude, I wonder if it worked better. How fast is your internet?
I don't know.
I have to see.
I don't know. I don't know if it's better than yours.
Because depending, we can do it on mine. So I do want to get into that game, man. Pretty happy about it. Should move my phone.
You want your phone to get shocked?
Oh, I want it to still work.
I gotcha.
Say, you just redid your phone.
My
So-
phone's good, dog. My phone's strong as shit. I know, you're right. It's raining harder now.
Yeah.
Did they just come behind us just to fucking talk behind us?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Jesus.
So, yeah, man. Twitch.
Fucking A. Anyways. Ultimately, man.
Oh, you said you didn't hear about Dragon Ball Super
No.
ending.
No, I didn't hear about that, which...
How didn't you hear about that? The internet's in an uproar.
Because I don't follow, I've really started following spoiler shit and all that. Dude, I'm over it, man. It's too much of it. Everybody's trying to make his business of exposing shit to the point where I want to just see some fucking cool shit now. Like, I'm tired of all these spoilers and all this other bullshit. Like, all these spoilers that came out for the Star Wars movie. What was the one that just came out?
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Like, none of that shit was even in the movie. All those spoilers they were talking about. So, I'm over it. It's too much time and energy. I just want to watch something cool and experience it. Even though after really thinking about that movie, I don't like it. But, yeah, no, I don't want to watch any spoilers of anything.
Yeah, man, it's ending. That's it.
I
know you.
I don't know. I gotta see. I gotta see what happens.
I know you're waiting for more. You're hoping to get past the.
I'm waiting for Goku to go white Super Saiyan. I want Super Saiyan
That's it,
white,
dude. No,
blue.
no more.
White
That's
3.
It. It's over. It's over, dude. It's over. No more. They're gonna fuse. You're gonna get Super Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan 2, Vegito, and that's it.
Dude, when that chick got in that car, it literally shifted aggressively to the other end.
It's a big bitch, man.
Like the fucking Carla was like, ugh. She got in the car, was like, ugh. You know when someone's about to play punch you in the stomach and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything about them, but yeah.
Fucking
They see
annoying,
we're
man.
talking right here.
Dude, they saw us fucking talking, and then they decided to walk behind us and talk, just stand there and talk. I'm like, you disrespectful.
And it's not like I got a wireless mic.
It's fucking annoying.
Well, completely make me lose my train of thought when I'm trying to hear their conversation. And I'm trying to keep on my conversation.
Ghetto ass people. Anyways, no, I mean I didn't hear any spoilers, man. I'm not trying to live that spoiler life no more.
Anyways, that's it, man. That's it. So you get. It ends right there. You get like 2 episodes that make the wish. Vegeta gets the planet back.
This is how they do it.
All right, give me
Here's
your
how they do
perfect
it.
scenario.
All right.
How it ends.
They end the tournament. They wished everybody back, and then Goku and Vegeta decide to travel to other universes just to train with people, and then shit starts popping off on Earth, and the kids have to work their way up.
That'd be fine. That's what I want. That's all I want.
That's how they do it. That's because now Goku and Vegeta have become so strong. I don't know how Toriyama's going to tie that shit at the end of Z, though. It doesn't make sense.
It's probably like,
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Biggie couldn't read.
It's
It's a lie. Anyways. No, that's how it's going to end. You get like, all right, so the tournament ends with like 3 episodes to go. The next episode is them making a wish. Then the next episode is just like them fucking around. And then the next episode is the very last episode. That's when they have another tournament on Earth. And they're like, oh, nobody used their powers, just straight fighting skills. At that tournament, oob. That's it. And then he goes off with them, and that's it. That's how it ends.
I can't imagine they would stop it only because the amount of money they're making off figures and just merchandise in general is, I can't even, my mind can't even comprehend the amount of money they're making off of that stuff.
Oob, N-word. Oob. But I really want them to be like, to just have like Goten and Trunks just, out there taking care of business and shit.
That'd be good. I'd be okay with that because they're not that strong.
I mean, they're not that strong, but they are ridiculously
They're
strong.
pretty fucking strong. What I'm saying is that they're not like blue levels.
No,
you know what I mean?
no,
Like they're
no.
good.
I just got done watching, not Kai either. I watched Z,
Yeah.
where they were fighting Boo, and they're fucking ridiculously strong for being kids.
Yeah.
Because even Piccolo's like, the fuck is wrong with these two? Because they fuse and then they go. They're like, oh, we had one more move to do on Boo. He's like, what was it? It's like, oh, we're gonna go 3. It's like, Piccolo's like, the fuck? How? It's like, well, we saw him do it one time, so we tried, and we did it, and we can hold it for 30 minutes. He's like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah, they're strong, but they're quick learners. But
Yeah.
what I mean is that you need to rebalance that power curve now. It's just gotten a little too crazy, and you've got 2 guys that are insanely more powerful than everybody. And so creating villains are even more powerful than that is fucking crazy. That concept is crazy. Unless Goku somehow makes it to where he has to go and defeat all of the different
Think they're gonna redo GT?
no, maybe they would redo GT, or they make it so like Goku and Vegeta have to train with all the different like gods of destruction, and they have to like go and defeat them all or some shit.
Even then, I'm over Goku and Vegeta. I need a new.
How dare you, son?
I need a new chapter.
How dare you?
I need something new. It's like once you beat up that good ooey gooey, you need something new.
How many before you it gets boring to you, dog? Like a
2.
Oh, damn. Nah, man, you gotta spice it up, dog.
Hey, I always come back. Maybe cook me dinner.
Jeez, you're like, if you make a mad sandwich, I'm back.
Yup. That's right, dude. It's looking like a hurricane out here.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's getting a little cold out here.
About to move this into that car real quick here.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, man. I'm pretty happy with the way things gone. I just think that tournament is just too fucking crazy, and he needs to bring Gogeta onto this bitch.
They have to fuse. The real question is, do they dance or do they do the earrings?
The earring's the easiest. For some reason, Toriyama does not want to make Gogeta fucking canon. For some fucking reason. Even though Goku has taught the dance to the fucking kids. Like, you don't want to make that fucking thing canon for some reason. I don't know.
Alright, if they do the dance and they make Gogeta, you flip a table?
I flip a fucking goddamn table over and just fucking curse and shit. That's when you would want me to do a reaction video. I'd be like, oh, you motherfuckers, you're gone. Which, by the way, on a total side note, I saw the 2 Dave Chappelle specials.
Yeah, are they funny?
They're funny, but it's no Dave Chappelle. It's no Kill Him Softly, or what was the other one funny special he's got? Those are really funny because you had an eccentric Dave Chappelle. You got a, oh shit, motherfucker. Like, you had that eccentric personality. These new specials, he's very chill, very relaxed. He's smoking weed the whole time. Just smoking and vaping that weed. Like, he's going to town, so he's super relaxed. He's not super eccentric. He's not all like, ah, motherfucker. Like, he's not doing any of that shit. Like, he's super chill. So, yeah, they're okay. They're good if you want to laugh, but don't expect classic old circa 2000 Dave Chappelle. That dude, those specials fucking make my abs hurt. That's how good those are, even to this day. Let's fucking move over to that chair that's not wet. All right, hold on. We're gonna pause this bitch. All right, we had to move. She's getting too crazy. She's getting crazy, man.
Ugh.
We need some fucking viewer questions, man. I want some relationship questions. I was listening to Bill Burr. He had a fucked up question from a viewer here. He's talking about how he had, like, the guy was in an arranged marriage and he had to marry her because they had already kind of, had coitus, and they must have been some Middle Eastern country because they had an arranged marriage, and his issue with her is that he loved her, he cared about her a lot, but she cried all the fucking time for no reason.
Why?
I don't know, man. Just emotional, and he just would cry. And I'm like, dude, I can't. I mean, that's a fucked up situation where you're having an arranged marriage.
Those people, man.
I have no idea. Who has an arranged marriage nowadays, man?
Without throwing anybody under the bus, Christians do.
Do they really?
It's very...
Like, two families get together and you're like, hey, your boy's gonna get together with my girl.
Yeah.
That's fucked, man. Like, you're trusting...
It's not like... Where were these people at? I need them to know for, bodybuilding techniques.
I have no
These
fucking
two very
idea.
burly bodybuilders came out of this place right now.
Oh, they're about to hit each other, dude. This would be hilarious. That's a hilarious... Dude, do people not look each way when they're reversing? They're about to literally just meet in the middle.
I'll meet them in the middle, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, they they do. They don't plan it out like, oh, my third son Ezekiel will marry your third daughter Sarah, because they'll have Christian names like that shit. But they're like, oh, let's see, what's a good example? They're like, oh, Abraham just had a kid. His second kid would be a good playmate with your fourth daughter, and they'll just kind of grow up together, and they'll just kind of assume that they'll just pair off.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
like around here, like if they kept around here, they will.
I mean,
now if they go off to the college out there, they'll probably meet somebody else.
I mean, you're essentially hoping that the parents are like gonna produce a good child for your child. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. All of that. That whole thing sounds fucked. I mean, you're assuming your kids are gonna get along, like they're gonna work well together dynamically, or unless you make a really submissive kid and the other one's like the leader. That's how you get fucking old school relationships right there.
Hey man, they're doing it like Jesus did back in the day.
That's probably those religions though, where they're doing it through a towel, right? Like put a hole in a sheet, and that's how they're doing it.
Well, Mormons probably do it that
way. Is that true? Is that true?
I have to go ask a Mormon.
Can I Google that? Do Mormons have sex through a sheet? Come on, dog.
Now's the time we're going to ask Google a question.
Yeah. Do Mormons have sex through a sheet? Google got that too. Mormons have marital relations through a hole in a sheet. Stupid. Let's see. It's on the website apparently called Stupid with 2 P's. Let's see what this website says. Is that true? This is some urban legend shit I've seen. Mormons have bizarre practices and beliefs like wearing magical underwear, the belief that they will be on their own planets, and they abstain from tea. Dude, that's how you get Mormons. You throw tea at them and shit.
Throw anything with caffeine on them, they freak out.
Really?
Yeah.
Married Mormon men are not allowed to see their wives naked when it's time to procreate. Therefore, a woman covers her entire body, including head, with a plain white sheet with a hole cut out for the vaginal area. Dude, wow.
Hey, man, more you know, man.
Intense.
More you know.
Is this real?
Might be.
Apparently, this allows a man to penetrate her while never seeing her nakedness. But why? Question mark. Basically, why did I say question mark? Anyways, basically, it's about controlling a man's libido. Utah State professor John Smith. How are you gonna get the guy from the Utah State with the name John Smith? This has got to be bullshit, right? Anyways, if they see their wives' nudity, they could become sex crazed. Sex addict. And the increased time having sex could take them away. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Fucking giant truck. Let me go ahead and cock block my audio. And the increased time sex having could take them away from important family, church duties, and activities. So it's believed best to add a little modesty to the bedroom.
I can't believe you read that whole thing.
This can't be real. Can it be real? Is this true?
I'll go ask somebody.
It has a picture, dude. There's a picture of this.
Show me a picture.
This dirty-looking hole. It looks like it's like got fluids on it.
I'm gonna need a bigger hole.
You're like, I'm gonna need something that fits the tip of a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just disturbing. Can you imagine? You're like, is it really good for you? Yeah. Is that? Can you feel that? No, you're not. You're not in the right spot. Well, you align the sheet to the right spot. Make sure it's in the right hole. You're like.
I can't even comment how horrible this conversation is.
Hey, man, I guess this is the payoff for some of the people that have been trying to listen to the debauchery. I'm guessing the hole in the sex sheet is a myth. Is there any cultures that require something like it?
Are you still going on with this?
I'm trying to double check this.
All the audio is gonna get
fucked because of this one truck.
Well, no, it's the delivery, so they're gonna be in and out.
Fuck this truck. Anyways, I'm gonna assume that article is correct. That's fucked, man. Can you imagine that, never seeing your wife naked? Because apparently you're gonna become so sex crazed that you're just gonna be wanting to fuck her all the time.
Hey, man, when you get to planet Alderaan or wherever the fuck planet you get,
You can have sex then, right?
sex in.
That's the most depressing sex I've ever heard.
Get to planet Kashyyyk or whatever.
That might be more depressing than when you get married and then your partner doesn't want to have sex and you're like, well, I guess I gotta jerk off again. Because you know that happens a lot. Come on, at some point women are like, I'm over this shit.
It's when you call, so you go Craigslist, just get a hooker.
Jeez. Dude, that's one thing we got to do in the future podcast. Not call a hooker.
Oh.
We got to read dating ads on Craigslist. Remember that one time we read the full
We
moon
cannot
ad?
do that in public.
Yeah, we can. I just read about having sex through a hole. What are you talking about?
It's terrible.
What are you talking about? We do whatever the fuck we want to do. That's why this is under the educational section of the iTunes. This is on the straight educational section. Give me some education.
Come
Science. That's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it in the science section.
here. Just got learned.
He just learned about a different culture. If we teach people one thing every week,
You did our
this is
job.
educational. This is an educational podcast. I'm teaching you about Mormon sex. And about the dirty, dirty sheets. Can you imagine? You're like, hey, Stephanie, I was hoping that tonight we can break out the sheet. And she's like, okay. And then she just reaches in the closet and has to put... Dude, can you imagine how... Just think about that in your head. You're like, all right, get out of the room and I'll tell you when to come in. And the chick is literally just hiding under the fucking sheet. And she has to align this hole in the right spot. And the dude comes in and he just sees like some under the sheet, like some fucking ghost. Oh, can you imagine though? Now, like those guys are probably so conditioned that when they see scary movies and they see a person under like the sheets or a ghost under the sheet, they're like, they get all turned on. So basically, whenever Halloween comes around, don't take your kids.
Don't take your kids. It's a
take-
Mormon
Nope.
place.
They can get
Don't
aroused.
go to... What's the Mormon place around here?
I don't know, man.
Chandler?
Sure. But can you imagine?
Say,
You just walk in and
"Ooh,
you're like, all right, honey, you ready? And she's like, yeah. And you just see
talk
like her
dirty to
under
me."
the sheet.
Ooh.
They probably have none of that. They're probably like, hurry up. And then just first, the part I don't understand too is the fact that Mormons have tons of kids. So does that mean that dude's like just he's having sex all the time? You probably don't even get to touch her, right? You're just kind of like,
I don't know.
you're probably
Never
like,
dated a Mormon.
that's it, dude. This is your new job. You got to go and date a Mormon.
I'm like, listen, this sheet thing ain't working for me.
No, what you would do is you're just going to town and you're like, oh, the sheet just came off.
I heard you like sheets or whatever, so I'm gonna dress up like a ghost.
You're like, I don't know why I had this KKK suit sitting around, but it'll work the same.
Whatever,
way.
it'll work the same.
Nah, man, that's hilarious.
I heard you had to be completely covered. I'm gonna dress up like the guy from Scream.
Dude, how many guys are probably like, oh, let me look over the sheet. No, we can't. Let me look over
John
the sheet.
Smith will smite us.
Dude, that to me is the most depressing shit I've ever heard of. The most depressing shit I've ever heard of. And I've seen vegan people's food.
John Smith will appear and throw rocks at us.
Fuck that. All right, man, that's a podcast. We ended it with a
Horrible.
horrible shit.
Horrible.
Any questions, comments, dude?
No, do not got any.
Like everything, links down below. And now I'm like rethinking this for the future's sake when it's like I'm on iTunes. But links down below for everything. Questions. One viewer question. Send us some fucking viewer questions. Emails down below for those. Social medias down below. That's it, man. Fucking share with people. Let people know what's up. Say, hey, Tiffany. I know you're bored here at work. Why don't you listen to these two dudes? They talk a bunch of dumb shit. Just make sure you have some headphones on, because you don't want Bob in accounting knowing about fucking how people have sex through
Want
holes.
some shirts? I got a shirts idea. Tell me. Just tell me. Give me your address.
That's right. Gotta get that pillow. That pillow
Send it.
design. Pillow dick design.
I got that
dude.
pillow dick design in my head right now. I'll send that shit out to you by week's end. Well, 2 weeks. They got to make it.
You gotta make it. All right, ladies and gents. You know what to do. See you guys.
Hashtag pillow dick.
See you guys next week, Monday.